walk us through what you were thinking about why you decided to put a 90-day pause?
Well, I thought that people were jumping a little bit out of line. They were getting yippy, you know? They were getting a little bit yippy, a little bit afraid, unlike these champions.
Thank you for joining us here at our studio in Hollywood. I appreciate that. I am sad to report that due to the ongoing tariff situation, we will no longer be able to offer free tickets to the show. We'll be passing a MAGA hat around. If you could please give slightly more than you can. We've got to replenish those 401ks. My 401k is now a 301k. Oh, what's that? Oh, I'm getting a message. He paused the tariffs. He's paused the... Tickets are free again, so...
Welcome back to the channel, where politics gets the reality TV treatment it deserves. Because let's be real, this week's Trump tariff fiasco could have been ripped straight out of The Apprentice, Global Meltdown Edition. So picture this, you hand over your life savings to a golden retriever in a MAGA hat and tell him to hit the roulette tables in Vegas. That's basically what Trump just did to the US economy. 1 minute he's slapping big beautiful tariffs on everything that moves. The next he's throwing up a 90-day timeout like it's a schoolyard game. No plan, no resolution, just pure weaponized chaos. And here's the kicker, he's now parading around like he just saved the economy from a crisis he caused. Classic Trump playbook. Start the fire, hold the hose, declare yourself the hero. This isn't strategy, it's ego economics. The market's nosedived, your 401k just downgraded to a 300k, and Wall Street looked like someone dropped a purge trailer during market hours. Alright, let's unpack this Tariffgate mess. What triggered it? Who's getting burned? And how Trump keeps turning his own blunders into made-for-TV moments. Buckle up, it's about to get ridiculous. Let's dive in.
That these tariffs would go into effect on Monday. You said no pause, but today there is a pause. So how can people believe your word today?
It's not a question of that. You have to have flexibility. I could say, here's a wall, and I'm going to go through that wall. I'm going to go through it no matter what, and keep going, and you can't go through the wall. Sometimes you have to be able to go under the wall, around the wall, or over the wall. These guys know that better than anybody, right? You got to go around them sometimes. You're not going to go through them.
This is day 79 of Trumplemania. It has been it's been fun watching this lunatic gamble our life savings this week. It's like handing a Social Security check to your dog and sending it to Caesar's Palace. If the dealer has 16, stay, okay? Stay. It was another roller coaster of a day. Trump this morning hit the snooze button on almost all those big, beautiful tariffs he levied. He paused the tariffs for 90 days, which puts us at right around the 4th of July to blow things up again. 90 days of turmoil now. But the world of finance was relieved, to say the least. The market shot way up today. The S&P had its biggest day since 2008. Wall Street was up 12%. Think about that. The best thing Trump has ever done for America was undo the incredibly dumb thing he did. I mean, if you... Imagine if he quit. He could usher in a whole new era of prosperity.
Alright, here's how it went down. Trump storms in with his tough guy tariff policy. Big swing, big drama, slapping massive fees on imports like he's settling a Vegas bar tab with your retirement savings. The markets? Full-blown meltdown. Your 401k started reading like a CVS receipt from 1929, long, depressing, and full of regret. And then, plot twist. The same guy who whipped the economy into a frenzy suddenly hits pause. Not reversed. Not reworked. Just frozen. Like a hot pocket of bad policy. Tossed in the freezer while he figures out what the microwave button does. And here's the kicker. He struts out like he's some economic savior. Like this was all part of the grand plan. Spoiler alert. It wasn't. The comedy and the tragedies in the spin. It's like giving your dog your social security check, dropping him off at Caesar's Palace and crossing your fingers. Honestly, that might have been a safer investment strategy than what we just survived. This isn't policy making. This is economic cosplay. Trump crashes the car, pulls the handbrake, and demands a medal for avoiding the wreck. It's a made-for-TV problem solution, looped, crafted, staged, and resolved entirely by the same guy. Like setting the house on fire and then handing out marshmallows to the crowd. So when he brags that the markets bounce back, what he really means is, I stopped punching myself in the face. You're welcome, America. Stick around, because next we're breaking down how the White House tried to repackage this economic dumpster fire as a star-spangled success story. Spoiler, it's not fireworks.
Our job, I guess, is to sit back and watch him take credit for solving the financial crisis he created. The Dow is still down more than 1,600 points from where it was when he started this unnecessary mess. And if you're a small business owner who's worried about having to close up shop because of unpredictable costs, President Trump would like you to know he won a golf tournament this weekend. Before he backed down, Uncle Scam offered words of reassurance to the millions of Americans whose retirement funds he exploded. He wrote, "Be cool. Everything's going to work out well. The USA will be bigger and better than ever before." Be cool, everybody. Be cool, like Fonzie. Be as cool as a cucumber that will soon cost $9 a piece. And then 3 hours after he told everyone to chill, Calvin B. Coolidge did a complete 180 and put a pin in his plan. He stopped the tariffs without a single deal with a single country in place. So much for that spine of steel. That's what his press secretary said about him yesterday. He said, the president won't cave. He's got a spine of steel. Turn out the spine of steel was no match for the brain of mashed potatoes. And it has been funny watching them try to spin this. Trump's Secretary of the Treasury, Scott Bessent, praised his master's decision to delay the tariffs. He said it took great courage for him to stay the course until this moment. That's right.
Now let's talk about one of the most exhausting, eye-roll-inducing features of modern politics, the spin. And nobody spins harder than the Trump White House. These folks could turn a Category 5 economic hurricane into a light breeze on a beach day. So, what happened? Simple. The market tanks, retirement accounts start bleeding, and Trump slams the brakes on his own tariff plan. But instead of admitting, hey, maybe tanking the global economy wasn't a genius move, the White House shifts into full-blown theater mode. Cue the dramatic lighting. They call it bold. They call it masterful. They practically crown him a Nobel laureate for pausing the disaster he personally launched. That's like driving into a ditch and handing yourself a trophy for not flooring it into the ravine. And the press secretary, oh, she goes full fanfiction, says Trump has a spine of steel. Please. 10 minutes later, he's folding faster than a patio chair in a Florida thunderstorm. The only thing he's shown unwavering commitment to is a cheeseburger and his tea time. Even the commentary show roasts him, calls it a mulligan. Because really that's what it was. He turned the economy into a sand trap, and then acted like it was part of the back nine. But here's the part that deserves its own comedy special. Trump's actual reason for hitting pause. Not some big economic analysis, not a moment of humility. Nope. He said, wait for it. People were getting, that's right. He paused a global trade war because Americans were getting ippy about their savings vanishing, like he's the nation's dog whisperer, and we're all chihuahuas yapping over our 401ks, turning into monopoly money. And just when you think the absurdity peak, he goes off on a tangent about walls. Yes, those walls. After years of build the wall, chance we've now arrived at Dora the Explorer logic. If you can go through it, go around it. Or under it. You can make this stuff up, but don't worry, we're not done yet. Stick around because next we're digging into how Trump turned one man's economic panic into a campaign ad. Spoiler alert, it's less art of the deal and more theater of the absurd.
He stayed the course. It was a golf course, but he stayed it. He did not stay the course. He drove the economy into a sand trap and took a mulligan. That's what he did. The White House was trying to play this like it was some grand strategy, like this was the plan all along. The White House press secretary said it was just another example of the art of the deal. But that's not what Trump himself said. He was meeting with some winning race car drivers and inadvertently gave the real reason for his Merrill flinch.
Can you walk us through what you were thinking about why you decided to put a 90-day pause?
Well, I thought that people were jumping a little bit out of line. They were getting yippy, you know. They were getting a little bit yippy, a little bit afraid, unlike these champions.
Yeah, they were getting yippy, unlike champions who don't get. You know, when people see their life savings draining away, they do tend to get yippy.
You said that these tariffs would go into effect on Monday. You said no pause. But today there is a pause. So how can people believe your words today?
It's not a question of that. You have to have flexibility. I could say, here's a wall, and I'm going to go through that wall. I'm going to go through it no matter what, and keep going, and you can't go through the wall. Sometimes you have to be able to go under the wall, around the wall, or over the wall. These guys know that better than anybody, right? You got to go around them sometimes. You're not going to go through them.
Trump doesn't do strategy. He does spectacle. He's not playing chess. He's throwing the board, lighting it on fire, and demanding a standing ovation. When he talks about foreign leaders, it's not diplomacy. It's a WEE monologue. He's not negotiating treaties. He's bragging that world leaders are calling him up just to kiss the ring. That's not foreign policy. That's ego theater. What we're watching isn't a president managing global economics. It's a guy mainlining applause like it's oxygen. And the commentary nails it. This isn't about plans. It's about attention. The chaos is the strategy here. Keep everyone off balance. Enemies, allies, journalists, even his own cabinet. Then he hits the stage flexing about a 104% tariff, like he just reinvented economics. But it's not a masterstroke, it's a stunt. A chest thump, a shiny distraction. He's not running a country, he's playing emperor in a sandbox, throwing glitter and yelling about how strong he is. He's not trying to solve real problems, he's trying to win moments. That's the game. Dramatic, impulsive, larger-than-life moments that feed the myth, the rule breaker, the alpha, the tough guy who doesn't follow the script, he burns it. This is what you get when politics becomes performance. Results don't matter, reactions do. The louder, the better. Alright y'all, that's gonna wrap it up for today's breakdown. If you made it this far, you're a legend. Thanks for hanging out, breaking down the madness and laughing through the chaos with me. If you're feeling the vibe, smash that like button. Drop a comment with your take, and hit that subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Trust me, it only gets wilder from here. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, stay loud, and I'll catch you in the next one.